In today's news, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin opt out of their contracts with the Los Angeles Clippers, and we're going to look at their possible landing spots and destinations. If you're a big fan of Lob City, you might be freaking out right now because your three big stars, DeAndre Jordan, could be traded away. Blake Griffin and Chris Paul may leave in this free agency. When looking at where Chris Paul may land, there's a few factors that we have to take into account. The first factor is that he's the president of the Players Association. Chris Barnwell of CBS Sports reports that Chris Paul is available for the Supermax deal this season. Because he's the president of the Players Association, it seems a little bit hard that he would leave something that he fought so hard to get the players. If he were to leave the Clippers, he would lose out on an estimated 60 to 70 million dollars. Money, 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 money. Alex Boone of CBS Sports reports that his deal will be 5 years, over $200 million. And that's if he were to sign that Supermax deal. Do you know how many McNuggets you could buy for that? Like 200 million. The teams that CP3 is looking at, according to Broderick Turner, or that he's already set up meetings with, according to his sources, are the Denver Nuggets, the Houston Rockets, and the San Antonio Spurs. If he went to Denver, that would be a complete rebuild project, and CP3 would more than likely be the head dog teaching the young pups some new tricks. At this stage in his career, I do not see the 32-year-old willing to risk that, especially when he's never made it past the second round. To summarize what I said in a previous video about the Houston Rockets and my idea of CP3 on the Rockets, I'll just say that I don't think their offensive system fits what CP3 does well. A team led by Kawhi Leonard and Greg Popovich. You know Greg Popovich would be dying for a player like CP3. Tony Parker is getting older. He is 35 years old. CP3 would offer a little bit more youth and be able to guard some of the more dominant point guards in the league, even though at times he does struggle with athletic point guards like a Russell Westbrook. The Spurs would have to cut two players, and that would be between LaMarcus Aldridge, Danny Green, Pau Gasol, who's already said he's going to take less money, or Tony Parker. In the end, $70 million is a lot of money to give up, but realistically, it's going to be between the Spurs and the Clippers in my mind. Blake Griffin has dealt with a lot of injuries in his career, but he is still eligible for the Supermax contract from the Clippers as well. His Supermax deal would only roughly be around $175 million with the Clippers. Teams interested in the Nissan Dunk Master, Blake Griffin, include the Houston Rockets, the OKC Thunder, if they can work out some cap space, and that is his hometown team, and the Boston Celtics, who are already looking at probably 100% signing Gordon Hayward unless he goes back to the Utah Jazz. Honestly, I think Blake Griffin fits very well with the D'Antoni system in Houston, and he could be a great partner with James Harden. The same could be said with Russell Westbrook, but we have already seen what Russell Westbrook's like with another star. The most interesting team in this scenario, in my opinion, is the Boston Celtics, especially if they sign Gordon Hayward. To pair him with Isaiah Thomas, Al Horford, and Gordon Hayward, that would be a super team in the East and someone that could potentially compete with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Imagine having $70 million right now and it's gone. That's what these players are going to have to decide between. Are they going to want to compete for championships later on in their career with the Spurs, with the Celtics, or are they going to take the money? If any one of these players leave, I think the other one's going to bolt as well and leave LA. Leave the comments down below. Tell me what you think is going to happen with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. As always, stay frosty. Remember, I love you, and I'll catch you next time. Lob City. If you enjoy NBA content, whether that be the NBA news or NBA 2K, over to my left is the link to subscribe to my channel, as well as the link to my previous video. Thanks so much for watching. God bless, and I hope you have a fantastic day.